Morning guys, let's talk about Leave No Trace. Now I was tagged to do this video from a friend of mine, Justin, at JJ Outdoors. I'll put a link to his channel in the description underneath this, but good guy, very knowledgeable guy. I'm sure most of my subscribers probably subscribe to him as well. If you don't, check him out, it's worth looking. Subject, as per title, leave no trace. It's something that I feel is very important, but it's also a very large and complex subject. Far too long for just one video. But I think the thrust of the campaign that the bushcraft and wild camping community is trying to push forward is mainly the rubbish aspect. Now we've all done it. We've all walked into the woods and found cans and bottles and crap left everywhere, and it's just not necessary. Let's face it. And also, I'm sure most of the people that normally watch my stuff don't do that. But there is a minority of people out there which are probably, in the long run, going to spoil it for all of us. So I want to basically talk about the rubbish. It's something I don't really understand. Why would you leave your rubbish behind? You've managed to carry it in, so why can't you carry it out? And of course the most important factor is your beer that you've consumed, your food that you've eaten. You've only got the packaging left. It's a hell of a lot lighter than when you walked in. So why can't you carry this light stuff out? I suppose for the people that are doing it, or should we say the uneducated, maybe they don't like the idea of dirty rubbish going back into their rucksack or whatever. Well, there is no excuse really. The way I do it is very much how JJ showed it in his video, Justin, with the carrier bag. And let's face it, this packs down to nothing. It weighs nothing. Why not always have one in your bag, or your jacket pocket, or whatever? One of the first jobs when we're at camp, whether I'm solo or whether I'm with other people, it's not always me. You know, at least one of us will always have a bag, and that bag is put in a sort of central location that we can all use it. Overnight, if you've got, you know, food scraps or something in there, or food type containers, it might be best to hang it on a tree or something like that, because you can get invaded by foxes and badgers in the night, depending on whether you want that or not. But that's personally what we do. And when we're finished and we're going back out and we've got a bag full of rubbish, of course, carry a bag. You can carry it, got handles. Personally, I've just got a cheap, crappy carabiner, and I just clip it through the handles, clip it on the outside of my bag. Still got my hands free. I haven't even got to carry it. The rubbish doesn't weigh anything really, so you don't even notice it on your bag, and it's kept separate from your camping gear, your clothing, etc. It's in a waterproof type container. It's not going to leak or anything unless you made a hole in the bag. Strapped on the outside. Could it be simpler? Not really. So there is really no excuse for leaving your rubbish behind. So I think the rubbish is the main sort of thrust of the campaign. And like I said at the beginning, it's too big a subject to cover everything. I suppose the only other thing we could talk about would be having fires. In summer, you don't really need one unless you're using it for cooking over, and then most people do have a little bush box type stove of some description to cook in that case, so you don't really need fire. Personally, I nearly always have one because I like fires, especially if I'm solo. It gives me something to do, keeps me out of mischief. But at the bare minimum, I will scrape the area where I'm going to have the fire down to bare soil, so I can see what's underneath. Oh, sorry, slightly distracted there, just had a deer running past. That's surprising, me waffling away. Where were we? Yes, fires down to bare soil as a minimum. If it's somewhere I'm going to be for a length of time or return to, I will actually dig a fire pit. If it's a small one, I'll refill it when I've finished the next morning, after, of course, checking that it's cool and tipping the last of my water onto it to make sure it's fully out. If it's a location that I go back on a very regular basis, which I have a couple, I've dug slightly larger fire pits. I still water them down afterwards, but I just cover them so they, can't be seen. People don't step in them, so on. It's not difficult, but I think it's something that a lot of people just either aren't aware of or can't be asked. We need to change that mindset. So that's my thinking. That's how I would start off with the very basics of leave no trace. Be sensible with how you're using your fire, if you have one, and just take your rubbish with you. It's not difficult. With a plastic bag, it's not going to get anything dirty. Just do it. I think the whole idea of these videos is to, tag other people, to spread the word. It's not something that I generally do. Bit of a tough one. I don't normally do the tag myself, but I do feel this is an important subject. The only trouble is the people that I personally know that would do this have already done it, or have already been tagged by someone else. So it's in the pipeline. So I'm just going to leave it like this. I would urge other people to do a similar type video, giving your personal take on it. I'm not saying that I'm right in the way I do it. And just get it out there, get the word out there. Let's be a bit more responsible. As I say, I'm sure most of us are already, but it would be nice if everybody did the same. I think that's it. Thanks for watching, guys. Keep safe, have fun, and keep it tidy. See ya.